Hey guys, I'm Mickey from Tom's Outdoors. Now today we're going to look at an indicator rig for nymphing. So I've got a 6-weight here with a weight forward 6-weight floating line on it. I have a 3x leader of 9 foot that's monofilament that's attached with a loop to my fly line, and then down to that I've tied on about 4 foot of 3x fluorocarbon tippet. Now I like fluorocarbon for nymphing, especially from your tippet down, because it sinks a bit better, and also it's got a smaller diameter for the same breaking strength as mono. So there's less resistance, so it gets down a bit quicker. And then to that, with a surgeon's knot, I've tied a dropper with 2 nymphs. I've got a heavier nymph on the bottom here, a size 14, and a lighter nymph up here, a size 16. Now, if you want to learn how to tie a surgeon's knot and how to tie a dropper knot, just jump over to our video on surgeon's knots. Now, once I've got that tippet tied on with my 2 nymphs tied on, it's time to attach my New Zealand strike indicator. Now, I really like these for most of the nymphing that I do. Some very deep nymphing, I use different types of indicators, some plastic balls and various other things, but these are pretty well the best all-round strike indicator for your purpose. They come in a little kit that comes with everything you need to get going. Most importantly though, they've got this little tool that we slide onto our leader above the tippet knot, and then pull down one of the plastic sleeves off the tool, which creates a loop. Now in that loop, I can pull off as much or as little indicator wool as I want to. And I like to use 2 colors for my indicators. A bit of contrast always helps on the water. So here I've got chartreuse and white that I'm going to twist out into a piece of yarn, fold them back on each other, twist them again. This just gets all the fibers lined up nicely. They make a really nice indicator when you do this a couple of times over itself until I've got a nice little wedge of indicator that I'll push into that loop, and then simply I draw that leader tight. And you'll see that indicator sits up nice and proud in its plastic tube. I can slide it up the leader and pull on it a little more to adjust my length. I can also trim these down, and quite often I like to trim them down just so they're level, and that gives a lot of really good surface area to put your floatant on. I'm just using a silicone floatant. When you are putting your floatant on, don't overdo it. A little bit of this stuff goes a long way. And just work it into those fibers. Work the rest through your hair for healthy hair. And then your indicator rig is set up. The cool thing about these indicator rigs is that they're adjustable. So if I want to run them nice and close to my nymphs, I can slide them all the way down to that stopper knot where the tippet joins the leader, which means these nymphs are going to be really good for fishing in shallower water. Or if I want to run a bit deeper, I can slide it back up towards the leader, pull on it again, and that's going to stay nice and deep. So those nymphs will run deeper. Now, a lot of times when you are nymph fishing, it's better to adjust your indicator level rather than add much heavier nymphs. Sometimes though, you will have to if you're going to end up fishing deeper water or anything else, and check out our video on indicator nymphing to get an idea of that.